We are back, baby! Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Erin and I am the Erintainer, and I am here to Erintain you. And all that means is that I am here to make your day a little bit better. Whether we're reading Reddit threads and low-key judging just a little bit or providing some advice, I just want to make you smile and give us all a little bit of a think now and then. And it's been a while since I've posted a video, and you know what? I want to create content that I enjoy watching, and I love a good Reddit story or reaction. So I thought,
Why not just start doing that?
because the world needs to hear my unsolicited opinions. Not really, but it's time for me to post this
Hot new content.
And today we are going to focus on the Reddit thread. Am I overreacting? Let's see, shall we? My new girlfriend wants proof of divorce and income.
Huh?
She does not trust you, bro, but let's just go a little bit deeper. Let's not judge right off the bat, okay? We're here to help. We're here to support. I'm a 32-year-old male and have been seeing a girl, 29-year-old female, for 3 weeks. I got married young and divorced in 2020. Ooh, it was probably a little pandini problemo, you know what I mean? I've been dating for 1.5 years and have seen 2 other people seriously in that time. Wow, you just jumping around. That's good for you, bro. Twice lately, we've been bantering, and she'll make a joke about if I was even previously married, but then she gets real serious and says stuff like, "Can you tell me why I can't find that public information, though, and understand why it's even sketchier that you were defensive about it?" She's been like going FBI on you, which could be a red flag, but it also, in this day and age, could just be her protecting herself, so I need more information. I feel like we have a great connection, but I'm getting tired of the mystery BS. Like you saying you're financially stable but living with your 25-year-old brother. Like, it doesn't make sense. And you can get mad at me for sending this via text, but the confusion you've caused for me is just as upsetting. If this girl sees this Reddit, she is not going to be very happy. If you don't want a girlfriend or a partner, then I'll move on because I'm tired of having questions come to my mind. I'm 29, I don't play games, I'm looking for someone to do life with. You know what? We love a babe who knows exactly what she wants and communicates it. We don't love, like, honestly, do all of the little internet sleuthing that you want. Do it. Sometimes it's the safest option for us women, right? Or women identifying people. It can be very, very scary out there. Like, I'm so grateful I don't have to like roll around the dating pool because I would just be afraid of getting murdered like literally every single day. I have a true crime YouTube channel as well called Let the Fresh Erin, and I can tell you, if I was single, I think I would just stay that way. I'd be like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, honestly. So she's probably just protecting herself. I think she's going about it in a little bit of an abrasive way. We don't love it, but I understand her concern at the same time. But there's more, guys. There's more. For the record, I have now agreed to show her my divorce certificate, but when she said, "I can't possibly be the first person who asked for this proof," I said, "You really are," which she said was gaslighty. That's not gaslighty, just to be clear. He's not making you feel like you're the one that's crazy. He's just saying, "Oh, well, no one's asked me this before. It's kind of personal. It's kind of strange." But you know what? And maybe I'm coming at this biased because I am a woman, but I feel like it is something that we have to consider these days. I mean, we've all heard stories about someone having a second family, a second life, lying about being divorced. Maybe she's like, this guy's just too good to be true. He's already been married. What if he's not really divorced? There's this weird situation with his brother. And I'm sure his brother, I mean, his brother's younger. His brother's 25. I'm sure the brother's kind of just like hanging out with this OP's house, trying to just get on his feet. I mean, he's in his mid-20s. You just do not have your stuff together. So I think she's just going a little bit too hard. I don't really want to show her my tax return, though. It's pretty normal. 92K in 2022, 100K in 2023. Why are you telling Reddit that? If you're so open and happy to share, she's going to find this post. It looks like you literally copy pasted a text that she sent to you. And you're just like, I hope she never sees this. I'm going to ask a bunch of strangers on the internet for this advice, but I don't want to tell her how much I make, but y'all can know. But I mean, good for you. Seems like you are very well off. You make good money. I need more information. Like, What does she do? Does she come from a wealthy family? Is she concerned you're lying because she's had a bad experience in the past? Like, definitely need more information. I'm not just siding with her. I'm just saying I want to believe that everyone in this situation's being rational, as irrational as the behavior sounds, because you have to try to understand. You asked if you're overreacting, and I'm just trying to give you her perspective because maybe you are. I don't know. We're not done yet. I kind of think we should end this immediately because she's got some deep insecurities that are going to make my life hell if I stay with her. Here it is, guys. This is always it. The red flags. And then they ignore the red flags because of a little thing called sexual feeling. All right, let's see. We have a good connection. Sex 100. There's a difference between like compatibility and chemistry. And ideally, in a relationship, you have both. Like, you two clearly cannot communicate. I think this is less of you overreacting and more of, does talking about this stuff with your partner make you uncomfortable? Like, are you the type of partner that wants total transparency about this stuff? Or are you just like down to go to Pound Town right now, which is totally fine. If that's what you want to do, go for it, dude. No one's stopping you. You're divorced, apparently. So we have a good connection, sex 100, but I'm getting a lot of other red flags from my ex right now, not described here. Am I overreacting or is she crazy and I need to leave? I don't think she's crazy. Like I said, I think she's just in this modern dating world, and it is from the things I've heard from friends and the things I see online. Again, I'm like, no, thank you. There's just too much going on. But I think it is important, and it sounds like you both have established some kind of relationship for some time where she's also 29. Like, she probably has her own career. She has her own income. She has stuff that she wants to do with her life. And she's probably trying to see if you fit in that mold or if she needs to be concerned. I feel like there's something about you that we don't know about that's giving her cause for concern, especially because I don't know who your ex is. Is this your ex-wife? You give us no information about that. Is your ex telling you that these are glaring red flags? I think definitely no one needs to know it. No one is privileged to have your income information. But if you're trying to have a relationship with this person, eventually that's a conversation you're going to have to have. And if she is more well off or she has a wealthier family, she might just be wanting a guy that like definitely has his stuff together, and maybe hearing that you're going through a divorce, who knows if you're paying alimony, who knows what your financial situation is after that divorce. She might just be like, he only got divorced a year and a half ago. Are his finances in order? Is he emotionally like ready? Is he rushing into dating? Like, why didn't the relate? There's probably so many questions going on in her head. And if you're getting counseling from your ex-wife, that just feels like strange and inappropriate to me. So I think here's what I would say. Not that you asked my opinion, but come on, guys. He wants someone's opinion. I'm going to give it. I think you're overreacting a little bit. I think this is something that can be solved with just a quick little conversation like, "Hey, what's going on that you need this information? Like, what are you not trusting?" I feel like you're trying to find a reason to break up with this person. Like, yeah, the chemistry can be there, it can be great, but that's not going to keep a relationship together long term. And if you want something long term, you're gonna need to have these types of conversations anyways. Like, this is nothing that can't be solved with a quick conversation, right? Unless, of course, she just flies off the rails right away. But I feel like there's something within this dynamic that is not working between the two of you. And maybe she does have insecurities. And it's okay that she has insecurities. And it's okay that you don't want to deal with those insecurities right now. You just got out of a divorce. I think you should end things, move on. You guys don't seem compatible to me, and it doesn't mean that she's crazy or you're overreacting. It just means you're not a good fit. You're not that great of a fit, and that's okay. You're not gonna click with everyone. And people always say, like, the best sex I had was with someone I didn't like at all. Like, just because you have great chemistry does not necessarily mean you're gonna be a good fit in the relational sense, in as a relationship. So I say just end things. I think you might be overreacting, but I think you need to have a conversation with her before I can like determine that for sure. But if you're curious about what other people thought, let's share. I understand to see the proof of divorce, but your income is not necessary. Agreed. Okay. And then it's a lot of people that are like, break up with her. This is going to be bad long term. I think it's again, we have to kind of consider where she's coming from. Like, I would have loved to be like, we had a if you had said, we had a conversation about it, and she came from a really bad relationship where she was dating someone who just kind of mooched off her and never left the house and didn't want to get a real job. So she's just really concerned that I'm hiding. Like, there's something that either she's experienced or you're doing that is causing this insecurity. And if you want to be a helpful, supportive partner, you would ask her about it instead of being like, oh, she's crazy because she's asking these questions. Should she be asking these questions? Probably not. But there's also a reason she's asking them. Would I do it? No. Would I ask someone's income? No. Is it a red flag that she's asking for your income? Yeah. But again, like, we have to have you're both adults. Like, you're in your 30s, dude. She's about to be 30. Y'all should be able to have a grown-up conversation. Like, are we compatible or not? Or this isn't working for me, you know? Moving on. Next. I read through my boyfriend's group chat and they want to run a train on me. How flattering. All right. Today, I went through my boyfriend Austin's phone while he was in the shower. Yes, I know, never a good idea. It is not, my babe, it is not. I read through some of his DMs. Honestly, I have some trust issues, so please cut me some slack. Okay, unpopular opinion here. If you feel the need to check the phone, you should, but just know you're never going to find anything good on there. You're never going to be like, ah, yay. He's not cheating on me or flirting with other women. You are always going to find something you do not want to see, even if he is being completely faithful to you. The way I like to move is in my relationships, is I'm only going to get insecure if it feels like you're trying to hide something. So me and my partner, like, we have access to each other's phones, but I never feel the need to look at his phone because I have the freedom to look at it whenever I need to. But I never do because I'm like, oh, well, if he gave me his passcode to his phone, what is he hiding? You know? And I get there's like secret apps and you can hide messages, but I'm at a point in my relationship where I'm secure and I don't need to worry about that. Not everyone has been there. I used to check phones all the time. And honestly, when I was cheated on, I never checked his phone once. And I really wish I had because it would have saved me months and months of time and a lot of heartbreak. So I always say unpopular opinion, if something's telling you to check the phone, but just know it is not going to be good because if you are having that impulse to check the phone because you have a gut feeling, it is just never going to be good. It's like the laws of not physics, but some other fancy science I don't know enough about. Anyways, well, he ended up getting a notification from one of his friends in a group chat saying, "So we can all run a train on her?" question mark. I was really confused seeing this, so I opened the message. I found my name being mentioned several times and Austin talking about how he likes the idea of sharing me. This is just like very, very disturbing. I made a joke earlier, like, you know, flattering. It's not. It would be very, very upsetting. Unless you're into that. Like, look, some people are like, "Ooh, that would be sexy if I found that." Like, totally do you. Like, we don't, kink shame here. But for me personally, if I saw this in my partner's phone, I would be like, "Ew. Ew." Yeah, I would feel really uncomfortable. Like, also just don't talk about personal things like that with your friends. Like, keep certain things sacred for the bedroom, you know? I found my name being mentioned several times and Austin talking about how he likes the idea of sharing me. I scrolled up to the top of the convo and read the entire thing. Austin told them he would try to convince me to let them hit while he watches. Now, I've always known he had a cuckold fetish, so this wasn't new information, but we never talked about his friends joining in, let alone multiple at the same time. Yeah, that's really violating for you. Like, how are you going to spend time with his friends now? He should have had a conversation with you and said, "This is my fantasy. I want to do it with people I trust, and I know my friends might be down. Can I reach out to them and see if they'd be interested?" Instead, he's like, "Hey, I have this fetish. Are you down? Oh, kind of, maybe we talked about it one time. Well, I'm going to go ask all my friends to run a train on you now." Like, no, no. He also doesn't even know I looked through his phone. I haven't brought it up yet, and I don't even know what to say. I've just been getting advice from some of the girls to see what they think. They all say it's weird AF and I should just leave him. But I also know that male group chats are mostly locker room talk, so maybe the whole thing is a joke. They're not, babe. Boys are only talking like this about their girlfriend if they do not respect you. Okay? And if you're a guy and you're watching this and you're like, "No, I talk," like, well, move with more intention. Don't be so creepy. This is creepy behavior. This is gross. No person deserves to have their partner fetishize them and objectify them in this way unless you both are down for it. Unless you're both consenting to this type of conversation. And it's different to be like, "Oh, I just thought my girlfriend looked so pretty today," or like, "I'm so proud of her. She's been working out and like she's building a boot." Like, I mean, I don't even know if I'd want my partner saying stuff like that. It's just awkward and uncomfortable and unnecessary in my opinion. And someone, I don't know, like I just, even if it is a joke, it would make me feel really uncomfortable. And what's tricky about a situation like this is still violating. Like, yeah, maybe he didn't cheat on you and maybe he's not like looking at all these other women, but this is violating because now there's something going on behind your back with his friends that they know about and they can joke about and you have no idea. And that is a type of betrayal in and of itself. And I know for me, I would not appreciate that at all. It would make me feel really, really gross. And you should be in a relationship where you're valued for more than what you look like and what you're capable of doing behind closed doors and what you'd be into and how people fantasize about you. Like, that is not appropriate to make you feel like you're totally just an object that he can pass around to his friends. Like, I don't think you're overreacting. I would It's tough because if you do confront him, he's gonna be like, "Well, why were you looking at my phone?" But to me, this would give me such a gross feeling that I don't even know if I'd wanna, like, be in the same room as him. 'Cause it's one thing to have something private that you guys talk about together or explore together, but it's like, does he really think that you're gonna be down to have a three-way or do anything sexual with his friends if they're talking about it like this? Because now it's gonna be just, do you wanna be locker room talk? Like, do you wanna be a locker room joke? I wouldn't, because to me, that means I'm not respecting myself enough to be like, let's do this privately just between us. And if I were wanting to explore, like if you're wanting to explore this with him, you should totally go for it. But you should trust that it's going to be between you and him, and all of the parameters are things that you are very, very comfortable with. So, me personally, do not think you're overreacting, but let's see what some of these Redditas have to say. Someone asks, "How old are you?" I feel like you're young if you have to ask if you're overreacting to this. Great point. This is repulsive. Yes. You deserve better than someone that would talk about you like this. Yes. Spending time around people who think like this will likely not end happily for you. I agree. Someone responds to that. I would literally never speak to him again. That's really gross. He was discussing this with his friends without even bothering to run it by you first. Deviant and gross. You are not safe with him or any of them. Block and beware. These are not good people. I am inclined to agree. All right, guys, last one. Here we go. It's a doozy. It is a doozy. Here we go. Caught my pregnant girlfriend sexting with her ex. My girlfriend and I hadn't been together long when she found out she accidentally got pregnant. She was on hormonal birth control and says she made no mistakes with it, and now here we are. She's now 6 months along. Even though it's not the right time in either of our lives, she insists on keeping the baby, and I'm trying to be respectful of that. Good on you. That's great. I moved her into my condo so we can have a chance of a life together. That's very sweet. Recently, she was acting a bit distant, and although I've never checked her phone before, I'm sure glad I did this time. See, before everyone's running to the comments after my last story and screaming, like, you should never look at the phone. If you have the gut instinct to look at the phone, it's probably a little message from above telling you to look at the phone. Sorry, that's just my personal opinion. I know it's invasion of privacy, but if someone's risking your health or your income or your mental health, then you should check it out. And you can disagree with me. We're allowed to disagree with each other. We are. No biggie, guys. I just believe if you're gonna get that upset about someone looking at your phone, you're trying to hide something. And I get like finances are attached to phone, bank statements, credit cards, all that's attached to phone. That's different. Obviously, if there's malicious intent in that way, I don't agree with it. But if someone wants to check your phone because you've been like this with it for weeks, then I say check the phone. Something fishy's going on here. She had been intermittently sexting with her ex going back through our entire relationship to present. Oh. This included sexual texts and pics from her. It seemed fairly clear that they hadn't met up at any point, but I can't be certain. There was also evidence of her being flirtatious with 10 different guys in her DMs on various social media platforms. Again, nothing to indicate she met up with any of these guys. I haven't let on that I know yet, but my nicest of instinct my nicest of instant instincts is to tell her to pack her things and go live with her parents. What's my move here? I'm guessing, obviously, that this is not someone you want to be with, and I'm guessing that it was very, very clear what your boundaries were. It's one thing if you're like, "Hey, I'm in love with you. We're in a partnership. Let's have this baby together." But like, we're both young and this is unexpected. So we can still like flirt, but we can't meet up with anybody. Like, if that's, the rule you have for your relationship, it sounds like this was something that totally hit you. It came from like left field. And so because of that, I think she's been and being very, very disrespectful of you. And it does call into question who's the real father of the child. Like, if you're making plans to have a kid with this person and all of a sudden you find out that like you might not be the dad and you like made that financial decision to like bring her into your home and you're probably mentally preparing, you're probably financially preparing, and you trusted that, you know, a baby is part of both of you. So I'm sure there's an element of just like, I mean, there's so much betrayal, but especially when you're compromising something you don't feel ready for and accepting that this is your responsibility and honoring her choice, that's amazing. And for her to kind of discount all of that and continue to flirt with people and potential, I mean, I don't think you're overreacting. I would certainly be like, you need to move out. And until we know paternity, if it's 6 months, you should be able to tell paternity by now. I think you can go in and get tested. I think once you're past your first semester, I'm like, I've never had the desire to have a child. So I honestly don't know for sure. But I think that you would be able to tell paternity or take a DNA test or something at this point. I think that's definitely something you need to do. It sounds like you're probably like a nice guy. Um just based off of how you're not like going off on her and like screaming at her and like your first instinct is to like politely ask her to leave. I think that if the child is yours, step up and take responsibility, but definitely make sure before you make any big life decisions, especially letting her stay in your home, making like signing anything that ensures you're the father. And one commenter even said, don't sign the birth certificate or agree to voluntary acknowledgement of paternity until a paternity test has been completed. People say this is crucial. Someone else said, my first reaction to this is a paternity test. When you confront her with this, be sure to stay on point. She'll try to guilt you because you checked her phone. She will, but stay on point. She is totally at fault and you're well within your rights. I 100% agree. And OP, I'm sorry that you're going through this. That just sucks. And you're not overreacting. Trust your instincts, guys. I think that was the theme of today's video. Just trust your instincts. Sorry, unpopular opinion, but if you feel like you gotta check that phone, baby, you better check that phone. You better just be careful because it could be your life at risk. It could be your health at risk. It could be maybe life at risk is a little dramatic. I just meant like, what if you get an STD and it's incurable and then it affects you for the rest of your life? That's kind of what I meant. You being a parent, all of these things are really detrimental if you were to not check the phone and just sign the paternity papers and all of a sudden now you're taking care of someone else's child. That's not fair to you. So, wow, what a doozy for the first one back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back very soon with another installment of these. That was good. I'm not usually able to roll my R's. Reddit readings. And yeah, see, that's usually how they sound. Not so good. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think about the madness we discussed today. Do you check phones? And how do you feel about someone checking your phone? Are you an open book or are you very, very private? What do y'all think? What do you think about these stories? And let me know what kind of Reddit thread you want me to check in on the next one. We've got Am I the A-hole? We've got Best of Reddit. We've got just Bridezillas. We've got it all. So it is coming up. Thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure to like, subscribe, all of the fun things. And I will see you very soon. Bye, y'all.